So, um, do girls have a bad taste in music? This is something that we hear a lot, especially in like school. A lot of girls get criticized for having a pretty crap taste in music. But that's like just people generalizing it, basically. I wouldn't say girls have a bad taste in music. Some of the best musicians and artists of all time are females. Diana Ross, Whitney Houston, Beyonce, etc. Amy Winehouse, millions. Um, but we're talking like teenage girls, I guess. When I was in school, I found a lot of people criticizing girls for having a rather bad taste in music. But honestly, what does that even mean? Like, is it just what they prefer, or is it just what they like? Or because everybody has something that they prefer. I love Jimi Hendrix. I love the Beatles. I love Led Zeppelin, The Who. And I love a whole bunch of more modern artists. I love Beyonce, as I just stated before. Um, you know, so does that mean that I have a bad taste in music? Or is it just because of all the mainstream going on? People only loving the mainstream stuff. You know, when girls talk about like what they like, it usually seems that they flock to people like Avril Lavigne or like Taylor Swift or Kelly Clarkson. But this is mainly because they can identify with what they're talking about in the song, and that's why a lot of people listen to music in the first place, is because they can identify with what the person in the song is saying. If like Taylor Swift is singing about breakups like she does quite often, then maybe a girl just went through a breakup and she wants to have a song that relates to her situation, so that she'll feel like she's not alone in the situation. Or if there's someone that she likes, but she's afraid to tell the guy that maybe there's like an Avril Lavigne song or a Kelly Clarkson song that talks about liking this guy but being too shy to say so. So she feels not as alone, and maybe actually gets more motivation to actually talk to the guy. So you know, and a lot of girls also like different things that you wouldn't really expect. My girlfriend loves music from the '80s. Her favorite band is Poison, and Poison is considered one of the greatest bands of that era and of all time, and in some aspects. So I wouldn't really say that girls have a bad taste in music. It's just that their taste may be different from what guys like, or what maybe other girls like. You know, if you like One Direction, yeah, I wouldn't say that you have a bad taste in music. It's just something that you like. Good-looking guys, that sing and dance and stuff. That's pretty entertaining for a lot of females. So that's not really a bad thing. But if you say that like One Direction is one of the greatest bands of all time, I highly question your judgment. But I won't judge you based upon what you like or what you enjoy, even if it's like Justin Bieber or Miley Cyrus. Maybe they're not the greatest artists of all time, but if that's what you like, then I respect your decision. Just don't come up to me telling me that they're like the greatest artists of all time, because I will quickly shut you down on that. Um, but anyways, that's just what's in my opinion. People have every right to like or love what they like or love. I have tons of artists that I like and love, and maybe you like stuff that's different from what I like, but there's no problem with that. I have no problem with that. If you like One Direction, fine. I like Led Zeppelin. You like One Direction. I have no issue with what you like, and hopefully you won't have an issue with what I like. So and I won't judge you based upon your decision. But you know, really there isn't. I wouldn't really say that there is a bad taste, or people can't really have bad tastes in music. Um, it's just, people were born in different eras and different times. They grew up listening to a certain kind of music, and they might stick with that kind of music, and there's no problem with that. I grew up in the '90s and the early 2000s. I was born in 1995, so there was a lot of NSYNC and Backstreet Boys and Britney Spears in that era. But now I'm more into music that dates all the way back to the '50s. Most mainly from the '50s to the '80s. So over time, of course, my musical, you know, likings have grown and expanded, which I'm very proud of and happy for. But some people stick to, certain artists that they like. But that's kind of going off topic. We're talking about females, and females like what they like. I mean, we can't really argue with it, I guess. It's not something we can really, fix because it's not broken. But anyways, yeah, that's just what's in my opinion. Hopefully you don't take issue with what I said. I don't see why you would, because I didn't really say anything that would offend anybody. Anyways, yeah, thank you for watching this video, and expect more of these in the future. Anyways, so long.